Hi everyone. So today we'll do some questions from week two for you guys to understand things better from week two. I'll just share my screen.
Ma'am, I have a doubt in SEO.
What is it?
Some square error. Some.
Yeah, okay, we'll discuss it. Let me just share my screen first. Yeah, you can just go ahead with your doubt. What is it? Someone wanted to discuss some questions, some doubt.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah,
Some square error. Square some error, ma'am. Square some error. SSC.
yeah, what about
I
that?
have a doubt in how to.
We discussed this in the last class. Is there a specific doubt
Oh,
from there, or do you want me to discuss the whole thing here?
ma'am, I have a doubt from a graded assignment, but we cannot discuss that, no?
No, you can't. The
Okay, ma'am.
deadline's tomorrow, right? For the graded assignment.
Yes, ma'am.
So you can't discuss that. We have questions on sum of squared errors, so uh, you can have a look at them. That might clear things out for you.
Okay, ma'am.
We're going to start with some questions, and this is the first question. Before I do it here, I want you all to give this a try and drop your answers in the chat box.
Ma'am, is it the first question of the day? Have we started it?
Yeah, yes, that's the first question for today. Okay, we put it here now. Question is you've been given 3 points, -1, -2, 1, 2, and there's an arbitrary point, GH. And you have to find which of these points lie on the same line. Which of these are collinear with these 2 points. So first, the way to do this is first you find the line that passes through these 2 points. So there's a unique line that passes through 2 points. You've been given these 2 points. You have to find whether the third point that's given to you, this is GH, lies on the same line or not. So there's this line, a unique line that passes through these 2 points, and you have to find if your GH lies on the same line or not. So let's just find the equation of the line that passes through these 2 points. Let's just find the equation of this line. So first you find the slope, which is 2 minus of minus 2, 1 minus of minus 1, which gives you 2. So this is the slope. The formula you've used here is y1 minus y2 by x1 minus x2. When the 2 points given are x1 y1 and x2 y2, right? So this is your slope for the line. And then you have to find, and you've been given a point too. Let's just take this point. You can take any of these 2 points and take in this one. So you do y minus y1. So y minus y1 is 2 because we are considering this point. Okay, so the formula for the equation is when you, this is it, right? Y minus y1 m x minus x. So your slope is 2. And these 2 points for x1, x2, you can either consider this one or this one. So this will give you y minus 2, m is 2, and this will give you x minus 1. So this will give you 2x minus 2. This is y minus 2. So the equation is going to be y is equals to 2x. That's your equation, right? So the equation of the line that passes through these points is this. And then you need to find out which of these points, which of these given options lie on this line. So first you have been given, first option is 2, 4.
2, 4, ma'am.
So 2, 4,
That's the
if
answer.
you put here, this option satisfies y is equals to 2x, right? If you put y is equals to 4, x equals to 2, this is satisfied. So this option is correct.
Ma'am, we can also do the area of the triangle 0 by these three coordinates. If it is 0,
But
then they are
it's,
collinear.
yeah, you can do that, but I think it's going to take longer.
Yes, ma'am, I think this is
This
the
one's
better
an easier
approach,
approach.
I guess.
Then you have 3 comma minus 1. So if you put x equals to 3 on the left hand side, if you substitute this thing on the left hand side, you will get minus 1. And on the right hand side, you will get 6. And these two are not equal. That means it doesn't satisfy this equation. This point doesn't satisfy the given equation. This is the equation that you have to substitute these points in. So this is an incorrect option. Similarly, you can check for the third one. It's 1 comma 3. Or you can just clearly see from here that your y coordinate is twice the x coordinate. And if you see here, your y coordinate is not twice the x coordinate. You can just clearly do it this way, right? So this is also an incorrect option. And then the last one is minus 2 minus 4, I guess. Right. So because your y coordinate here is twice your x coordinate, that's what you need. For this point to lie on this equation, you need the y coordinate to be twice the x coordinate. So this point is also correct. So these two are the correct options. Is this clear to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay, if there's
ma'am.
any doubt, you can ask. Uh, Otherwise, we can move on to this question. If someone has a doubt in the previous one, we can discuss that. And the others can try this one. Give this question a
Ma'am,
try.
for the last question, there were two answers correct. Yeah, minus 2 comma minus
Yeah,
4, and
two options were correct.
we have to check through the line. Na?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can, if you want to try the area method, you can do that, but I think it's going to take a little longer. Then finding the lines equation is easier. Give this question a try, guys, and drop your answers in the chat box.
Ma'am, through the area of triangle, I think it's correct because you can get infinite number of points that may be on the line that could have area 0, I guess.
What?
Ma'am, I am saying on the line there are infinite points which are collinear.
Yeah,
So if we do by the area of triangle formula, there may be a lot of points. I mean, there may be a lot of solutions to it. So
there are always going to be a lot of solutions because there are a lot of points, infinite number of points on a line. And there are infinite number of points would give you the area. It's the same thing. area thing and the line thing, they eventually give you the same thing. There's no difference.
$8,000.
Okay, so let's do this here. The question says that there's a printing machine and initially its cost is 5,000, 50,000. What the machine, it was, this is how much it costed, and then at the end of 5 years it's going to be only 10,000. It's going to be worth only this much. So at the end of 5 years, so when your x is 5, let's just consider the other variable to be y. Y is going to be 10,000, or the price is going to be 10,000. And initially, that means that x equals to 0. This is your price, right? So now you have 2 points. One is 0, comma 50,000, and the other point is 5, comma 10,000. These are the 2 points given to you. And then they're assuming that the loss is linear. So when they say that the loss and the relationship between y and x basically is linear, that means that it's a linear equation. So it's of this form: y is equals to mx plus. And so basically what you have to do is you've been given 2 points. This is point 1, this is point 2. You just have to find a line that passes through these points, because the relation between y and x is linear. It's given here. If the loss in value is assumed to be linear, it's assumed to be linear. So you've been given 2 points. We do the same thing as we did in the previous one. So you do 50,000 minus 10,000, and then 0 minus 5. This will be your slope. So this is 40,000 by minus 5, which is 8,000 with a negative sign. And then y minus a point. So let's just take this one, 50,000, and x minus 0. You can take any of these 2 points by taking this one for the equation. And your slope is minus 8,000. So this will be okay. So initially it was 50,000. And if you have to find the yearly loss, that x equals to 0, it was 50,000. X equals to 1, you will have minus 8,000. And so at x equals to 1, your y will be minus 8,000 plus 50,000, right? This is 42,000. So for first year, this is how much the item is going to cost. What is it? The printing machine. This is how much the printing machine is going to cost at year one. At year zero, it costed 50,000. At first year, it's going to cost 42,000. So the loss is going to be 50,000 minus 42,000. So it's 8,000 only. Is it fine?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, please repeat the question. Overview.
Ma'am, the last step, can you repeat the last step? Just last step, like when the slope is this, what you
I'll
did in
repeat the whole thing. Wait. So you've been given that the printing machine's cost is x equals to zero. So on the 0th year, initially when you bought the machine, it costed this much, 50,000. Then after 5 years, its cost is going to be this. I hope this part how we get the 2 points is clear, right? And then we need to find a line that passes through these points. So first we find the slope. This is how you. I hope no one has a doubt in how we find the slope and how we find the equation. Does anyone have a doubt in how we find the equation of this line?
No, ma'am. No,
I
ma'am. No,
can
ma'am.
No,
repeat
ma'am.
that too.
No, ma'am. That is fine.
So you get this as equation. So
Yes,
now
ma'am.
what they're asking is the question doesn't ask you for the equation. It asks you about the yearly loss. So yearly loss means we know that there is going to be a loss. Initially it's 50,000 and then at the end of 5 years, the price is 10,000. So after 5 years, the loss is 40,000. They want to know how much will be the loss after an year. So how much is going to be the yearly loss, right?
8,000. Yeah.
So how do you do this? You already know at x equals to 0, it costed 50,000. So you find it for x equals 1 for the first year. So when you put x equals 1, you get y equals, so you just put x equal 1 in this equation. And you get y equals to 42,000. So your loss is, this is for the 0th year. 0th year means when you initially bought the thing. And then this is for the first year. So you're going to get 88,000. Is it fine?
Ma'am, I think this is I think when the slope come 8,000, I think from that only we can say that because it's a linear relationship. It will going
I
to,
just showed how that's true.
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You validated it in a way. Yeah.
Okay. Is this clear to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Can we move ahead to the next question?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, this is the next question. Give it a try. Does anyone have a doubt in the last one though? The last two?
No, ma'am.
Just wanted to take a screenshot if you can just, the last step, if you can just. Thank you, ma'am.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, can we do this, the second question in a simpler way? If the initially the cost of the printer was 50,000 and after that it just got reduced to 10,000, so the difference is 40,000. And in 5 years, if there is linear depreciation, then in that
Right.
case,
That works.
we can do that, right?
But then I think the course is about the week itself is about linear equations. So it's better if you use that here.
Sorry, I did not get what you said.
It's about equations and linear equations. So what you're saying is it's the total depreciation is 40,000, right? And then you divide it by
Yes,
5 and then you get 8,000
yes,
because it's
yes.
over 5 years. That's fine, but then it's we're not trying to just find the answer. There are a lot of ways to find answers to a question. But we're
Yes.
using the linear approach here. So it's better if you are able to write it properly in your exams, to write it properly, how you got the answer and how you did all of that using the linear
Yes.
equations, because the subject is about that, right?
Yes. Thank you, ma'am.
Coming to this question now. So you've been given, this is the diagram in front of you. You've been given 3 points A, B, C. And then this is the line L1, this is line L2. And we know that this thing, okay, your D coordinate is, because it's on the y-axis, so your x is going to be 0. And then you will going to be, there is going to be something here, which we don't know yet. We'll find that out. And B is the point of intersection of L1 and L2. That means it lies on both L1 and L2. And about L2, you've been given two things. So about L2, you've been given that the slope is 2 and it passes through. So you've been given slope and a point. It passes through minus 2.5 comma 1. And about L1, you've just been given one thing, that it passes through the point 5 comma 1. So with this information, we can find the only thing that we can find right now is the equation of L2, right? You've been given slope and you've been given a point. And here for L1, the information is not sufficient yet to find the equation of line. So let's just find the equation of L2. So you'll have y minus 1 from this point, x minus of minus 2.5, and then the slope is given to me. So this is going to be y 2x plus 5, and then minus 1 on this side, so it's going to be plus 1. So it is 2x plus 6. So this is equation of L2. And then let's just come to this point. So you already know the x coordinate of this point, of D point. D lies on L2, it lies on L1 as well, and its x coordinate is 0. Y we don't know. Y coordinate we don't know yet. And 0 comma y, let's just call it y naught. This lies on this equation, right? This is L1. So this point lies on this line, that means it satisfies this line. So you'll have y naught equals 2, 0 plus 6. So you'll have y naught equals 6. So your point is 0 comma 6. So D point is this. So now you know what the point is. You know the equation of L2. And since 5 comma 1 lies on L1, D also lies on L1. So you have 2 points on L1 now. Initially, you just had 1 point. Now for L1, you have more information. It passes through 5 comma 1 and 0 comma 6. So from these 2 points, you can find the slope. For L1, slope is going to be 6 minus 1, 5, and 0 minus 5. So it's going to be minus 1. And then your line will be, let's just take the point to be this, y minus 6 equals x minus 0 and minus 1. This will give you 6 minus x. So now you know the equation of L1. So this is the equation of L2. This is the equation of L2. You know the point and you know the equation for both of the lines for L1 and L2 and the point itself. So you know all the unknowns now. Now let's just come to the options. So the first option says that D will be at 0, 5. And we got 0, 6, right? So this should be incorrect. Then the equation of line L1 minus xx. And this is also 6 minus x. This is rewritten. This is y is equals to 6 minus x only. Rewritten as x plus y equals 6. So this option should be correct.
What is the equation of the line that we have, L1, that we have?
We found this at the end, right? Y equals 6 minus x.
Ma'am, I don't understand. Can you explain again?
Which part did you not understand? Or should I start from the very beginning?
Equation of line.
Okay, so there are different ways to find the equation of line. I'll just write it here. I'll just write those things here. So one way to find is that the slope is given to you. Slope you represent by m. This is given to you and a point is given to you, x, y. That's when you can find the equation of line and the formula for it is, let's just say the point is given as x1, y1. So the equation of line becomes y minus y1 equals m x minus x1. There x1 comma y1 is the point through which the line passes and m is the slope. So this is the equation, this is the formula that you use when you know the slope and you have been given a point. If you don't know the slope already, there are ways to find slope. One of it is if 2 points are given to you. So the slope for, let's just say you've been given x1 and y1 and x2 and y2. So the slope then is y2 minus y1 and x2 minus x1. You can change the signs here too. That's fine too. Instead of writing this, you can write y1 minus y2 divided by x1 minus x2. That's fine too. It's the same thing. So this is the slope of a line that passes through these 2 points. That is the formula that we've used here, nothing else. When we started with L2, we had the slope equals 2 and the point was given to be minus 2.5 comma 1. So we use this thing, y minus y naught. This is y naught, this is x naught, this is y naught, right? So y minus y naught means y minus 1 equals, this is the slope, m. This is y naught, this is m, and this is x naught, right? So you get the equation of L2. This is the equation of L2. Then you move on to this point. So you only know the y coordinate of this point, the x coordinate, because it's on y axis, right? This point D is on y axis. The D point is on y axis. This is y axis and it lies somewhere here. This is D point. That means your x is 0 here. So D should be something of this form, right? D should be of this form. And D
Yes,
is the
ma'am.
point that lies on this line, L1 and L2 both. So D lies on the intersection of L1 and L2. That means D is on L1 and it is on L2 too. That means it satisfies both the equations. So we have the equation of L2. This is the equation of L2. So you
Yes,
can put
ma'am.
x equals 0 here. You will get y naught equals 6 from here. Put x equals to 0 in this equation because 0 comma y naught satisfies this equation.
Yes, ma'am.
Is till this part clear to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So your point is this. This is how you find the point. And then because for L For L1, you just had 1 point. So you actually needed another point. Either you need this direct slope to find the equation of L1. Either you need the slope of L1, which you're not given. You've just been given the slope of L2, or you need another point. Those are the two ways that we discuss here, right? Those are majorly the two ways you do things. So now you know the other point that L1 passes through, which is D point. L1 passes through D, which is 0,6. We just found out. And then
Yes, ma'am.
it passes through C 5,1. So now it passes through, your L1 passes through 5,1 and 0,6. So we use this form. Now to find the equation of a line that passes through 2 points, you first find the slope. Slope we know is y1 minus y2 by x1 minus x2. And then you take any point. Let's just take x1, y1. So when you find the equation of a line, you can either slope is going to be this only, but the point that you choose to put here, we've chosen 0,6, right? You could have chosen the other point 5,1 as well. Then you do y minus 1. From this point, if you try to find the equation, you will have y minus 1 and x minus 5. And your slope is
And then,
minus
ma'am,
1.
we get a L2 equation, line equation.
So this is L1 only. What we're trying to do here is you just need the slope to find the equation of a line. You just need the slope of the line and a point. So you have been given
Yes,
2
ma'am.
points. So using these 2 points, you find the slope. This is the slope, right? This is
Yes,
if you have
ma'am.
been given x1, y1 and x2, y2, this is how you find the slope of the line. To find the equation of a line, what do you need? This is the equation generally, right? This is what we generally use. So first thing you need is m, your slope. This is the formula to it. You have been given 2 points. Put them here, you'll get the slope, m. And then the next thing you need is, or you can just say, okay, to find the equation of a line, you either need a point and slope, point plus slope, or you need 2 points. Using those 2 points, you find the slope and pick any point from here, 1 point. You've been given 2 points, right? Pick any 1 point, and then it becomes like this one only, 1 point and slope. So use that thing then.
Yes, ma'am, I understand.
So this, either you use this point or you use this point, it's the same thing, gives you the same thing. This will give you minus x plus 5 plus 1. So it's going to be the same, 6 minus x, which you get from this point. From this point also you get this equation. The other point you also get the same equation. And then the options, 2 of the options we've already discussed. I hope these 2 options are clear to everyone. And then there's a simple question on whether the lines are perpendicular or parallel. So let's just have a look at L1 and L2. L1 is this and L2 was, so your y is equals to 2x plus 6. This is your L2. And y equals to minus x plus 6. This is your L1. So if you want to check if these are perpendicular or not, slope of this equation is, what you do is, to check whether 2 lines are perpendicular, you multiply their slopes, m1, m2. And if this turns out to be minus 1, then we say that those 2 lines are perpendicular, right? So the slope here is 2. The slope here is minus 1. So this is going to be minus 2, which is not equals to minus 1. That means these 2 lines are not perpendicular. But when you're doing this thing, make sure that it's in the slope intercept form. And then you can directly pick the coefficient of x. That will be the slope, right? So when you multiply the slope of these 2 equations, you don't get it equal to minus 1. That means these 2 lines are not perpendicular. And then you check for parallel. So for parallel, what you need is, you need the slopes to be same. So the slope of line 2, m2 is minus 1. 2. And m1 is minus 1. And the slopes are not equal. M2 is not equals to M1, that means they're not parallel, right? For parallel lines, you need the slopes to be equal. You need M1 equals M2, and for perpendicular,
मैम
you
बट
need
वो तो
this.
ग्राफिकली भी हमें पता लग रहा है क्योंकि ये दोनों लाइन है एक जगह इंटरेक्ट कर रही है। अगर इंटरसेक्शन हो रहा है तो परपेंडिकुलर और पैरेलल तो लाइक परपेंडिकुलर हम देख सकते हैं, पैरेलल तो वैसे भी नहीं हो सकती मैम।
Yeah, you
लाइक
can do that too.
थ्रू द डायग्राम
Once
मैम वी कैन
you,
सी दैट।
yeah, you can see that, but for this, you will have to check. And while you will check for this thing, you'll obviously know, you look at the slopes, right? One has two slope, the other one has -1. So it doesn't take much of the time to compare the two slopes and see they're not equal. It's the same thing. You can also check from here, also check from the slopes. So this is the condition for perpendicular, and this M2 equals M1 is the condition for parallel.
Ma'am, there is one
With
doubt. If
this,
ma'am, if there are two equations, suppose the last two equations that you have wrote, just if you do it a little bit. Suppose, ma'am, these two lines are coincidental, and in the question they are asking if it is parallel. So, shall we also take the answer parallel and coincidental?
yeah, coincidental lines are considered to be parallel.
Okay, so we'll take that if there is a
Yeah,
coincidental. Okay, okay, they are considered to be parallel. Okay, ma'am.
if the coincidental, if they are the same line, if this is L1 and this is L2, then yeah, they are parallel to each other. Okay, then coming to, does anyone have a doubt in this question?
Actually, I have a doubt.
Oh man.
What is it?
Assume that the point doesn't lie on the y-axis.
We're
So
not assuming things, it's given
yes,
in
yes,
the
yes,
diagram.
yeah, it's given in this sum. But when I did this sum, when I approached this sum, I assumed that it is perpendicular, and I found the L1 using L2, L1 slope using L2. But in this
Okay,
question,
you
I
can't,
found the
it's, see, when you're in a diagram, if two lines are perpendicular, then they'll draw it like this thing.
yeah,
They'll give you this thing for you to
okay,
know that they are perpendicular. You don't have to
okay,
assume things, and it's not given here. So they are not
okay.
perpendicular, even though they look like they are perpendicular.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else from this question? Okay, then we'll move on to this one. Give this one a try.
Ma'am, can you a little zoom in the question? It's a little bit, yeah.
Excuse me, ma'am.
I think 75. I bet it's two ratio.
Let's do it here.
Ma'am, in this question, we have to do it through area of triangle or something else.
Yeah, that's the only plausible way to do it. Find the area using the formula. So the area of a triangle that passes through, let's say you have 3 points, x1, y1.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes,
Ma'am, we can find out area by using half into base into height.
you can do that, but you have a direct formula. Otherwise, you'll have to find the base and all. Base is actually, base is not that difficult, but you'll have to find the height.
Ma'am, in height we have already calculated d. So d is 0, 0,6. So height is 5 for triangle DBC and height is 9
Yeah,
for
you can
triangle
do that
ABC.
too. Yeah, in this particular case, this is the height. That's fine. Okay. So coming to this, the usual area approach of a triangle that passes through these 2 points. Let's say these are the points. So in your case, in for the triangle ABC, the points are 0, 10, minus 2.5, 1, and 5, 1. So for this one, and the formula of the area that passes through these points is half, there's a mod then, x1 y2 minus y3 plus x2 y3 minus y1
And we
plus,
can also use the determinant method we learned in 12th class.
just 1 second, x3 y1 minus y2. This is the formula for the area. You just need to put these coordinates. Consider this to be x1 y1, x2 y2, x3 y3. Then you can find the area for ABC. Similarly, you can find the area for DBC the same way. And what were you saying about the determinant thing?
We can also find the area of triangle using determinant method, no?
This is the determinant method. No, this is the determinant method only.
Yes, yes, it's expanded.
We've just written it in yeah, we've written it in a formula form. So
Ma'am,
yes,
I have one doubt. When does this 3 points need to be in anti-clockwise direction, as the professor has told in lectures, or just the order is important in the formula?
no, the order is not important. Let's just say you have these 3 points. Let's say this is you're naming this point as A. Let's say this is A, B, C, right?
Yes.
Then if it doesn't matter if you take, you can choose this to be x1 y1 if that's what you're asking, this to be x2 y2, and this to be x3 y3. And then you can change, you can start it, you can also do it the other way, which is you can mark this as x1 y1, then the c1 as x2 y2, and then this one as x3 y3. You can do this as well. So these
But
way
this is in
you can change.
clockwise direction.
Actually, you have to just remember the formula x1 half x1 y2 minus y3 plus x2 y3 minus
It's
y1
not
x.
going to matter. You just have to not mess, just don't mess up these things. The only order you need to keep in mind is that you can't do x1 into y3 minus y2. You can't do this thing. That's all.
Oh, so can I take C point C as x3 y3?
Yeah, you can take that as x3 y3.
Okay.
There are only 3 points, so you can take any one to be anything. You can take this one to be the first one, this one to be the second one, this one to be the third one. That's fine. But just when it's 4 things, you need to be worried about the order. Otherwise, this one's fine. Here, you don't have to be worried about that. what happens basically is, if you need me to explain more on this, when you change, even if you shift this to x2, you'll consider this to be the second point, this to be the first point, then everything changes here. So what you'll have y3 minus y2 here maybe, and here you'll have y1 minus y3 accordingly, and here you'll have y2 minus y1. When you change these points, you'll get these things with the same sign. So the minus sign will come out. From here, a negative will come out. Here, a negative will come out, and from here also a negative will come out. And you have a mod here. So it's not going to make a difference what order you take. That's why the order doesn't matter. But what you need to know right now is that the order doesn't matter. The only order that matters is that you write it in this manner, y2 minus y2. Or if you're changing it to y3 minus y2, then you will have to change this 2 and this 2. That's all. So let's just do the area of ABC. You will have half x1 is 0, so you don't have to take other things. Then x2 is minus 2.5, y3 is 1, and the other one's also 1, so this is also 0. And last one is 5, and y1 minus y2. Y1 minus y2 is 9. So you're going to have 45 by 2. And then for DBC, you have this was D point was 0, 6, I guess. And then so the only thing that changes here is because your x1 hasn't changed, only thing that's changed is y1. And y1 you're using here, so things will matter. Only this thing will change. Here you will still have a 0. Here also you'll have minus 2.5 and 0. And here you will have 5, and then y1 minus y2 it is, right? So y1 minus y2 is 5. This is going to be 25 by 2. And you have to find the ratio in which order? ABC to DBC. So it should be 45 to 25, which should be 9 to 5. And then comparing this to, so this is 9 to 5 ratio, and this is K to 1. So K should be 9 by 5, if we haven't made any calculation mistakes.
Ma'am, in the question,
Y3.
when you solve it, ma'am, uh,
Just 1 second.
Y1 should be 10, ma'am. You put 0.
Which one?
Yeah, in that Y3 minus Y1, minus 2.5.
Okay, we've got this change, right? Yeah, this one.
No, ma'am, ABC. Triangle ABC.
ABC should be fine.
No, ma'am, 1 minus Y3 minus Y1. So minus 2.5 into 1 minus 10. Y1 is 10. 0, 10.
it would be 1 minus 10, I guess.
1 minus 10, ma'am. It is not 1
Yes,
minus
ma'am.
1. In ABC
Okay,
triangle.
this one.
Yes,
This
ma'am.
is y3 minus
Y3
y1.
minus
Y3
Y1
is
is
1.
10.
Okay,
Y1
we
is
took
10.
this one. Okay. So this should then be y3 minus y1, so it's minus 9 then. One minus 10. Then it should be half 45 minus, let's just do 9, 5, and then minus 9, right? So you'll take a
Mm.
minus and you'll have plus 2.5 there, right? This is going to give you 7.5 into 9, which is 15 by 2 into 9. Wait, wait. This is what you will get, and okay, this should be the answer then. Then here also, then we've made a mistake then. So if you do x1 y2 minus y3, you will have x2. x1 is 0, right?
Ma'am, did we
This
find the
should
D
be
point
0.
here? How, like, did we solve for to find the D point?
Oh no, we already found it in the last one, right?
0,
We don't
Okay,
have to
so
do it
it's
again.
the extension of that question, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is the same one as that one. Thus the sub question has changed. So here you will have a 0, and then coming to x2. x2 is 2 minus 2.5, y3 minus y1. y3 minus y1, y3 minus y1 here is 1 minus 6. So this will be minus 5. Here you will have a minus 5. And here you have x3 5, and then y1 minus y2. y1 minus y2 is 5. So then this should be minus 2.5 plus, so this is again going to be plus 2.5. So this will be 7.5 into 5, right? 5 and yeah, it's again the same 15 by 4. 7.5 is 15 by 4 and 5 by 2.
यहाँ पे 15 9 into 15/4 कैसे आया लास्ट में जब आपने कॉमन लिया इन द लास्ट स्टेप ऑफ एरिया हाफ इंटू 9 इंटू
7.5. We,
जस्ट ऊपर मैम ऊपर इसके ऊपर वाला जो है
this one,
यस मैम 9 फिर हमने कॉमन निकाला था 9 5 प्लस 2.5
you have half here,
या
then this is 7.5 into 9. And then 7.5 is 15 by 2, right? 15 by 2, and then there's a 2 here, so this will be 15 by 4 into 9. And here it is 15 by 4, this one, this entire thing, and then 5. We don't get a 2 here then. 15 by 2 for 7.5, then a 5, and then 2. So this is 15 by 4 into this. And if you take the ratio, you'll have 9, 15 by 4 to 15, 5 by 4. So, and if you just divide these two things, you'll get it gets cancelled. This gets cancelled too, and you'll have 9 by 4. If there's any mistake, it will be in the calculations only. So
मैम द आंसर इज
if you can
करेक्ट 9/4
find, no, it doesn't look like it's the right answer. The
Ma'am,
answer
it
is
should
given
be
to be something
minus
else.
2.5
मैम व्हाट इज द
into
आंसर
minus 9, no, ma'am, but you product it's minus 2.5 into minus 9. So plus, so 2.5 into 9, right? It is not the addition.
Yeah, 2.5 into 9, and then here you have 5 into 9. So we took 9 common and 5 plus 2.5 we did here.
Okay.
You can just, okay, if you're making any mistake, it's in the calculations only. You can calculate the way you want. I
Ma'am,
just
when you
wanted
were
it to be in fractions.
doing the ratio, ma'am, when you were doing the ratio, ma'am, doing the ratio, it has to be 9 by 5, na, ma'am.
Yeah, yeah,
No, ma'am. Yeah, ma'am. When you were doing it, when you divided it, ma'am. So here you wrote it upon. It should be 15 upon 5. Like in the four in the denominator, it should be
yeah,
4.
yeah.
15 into 5. So here the ratio should be 9 is to 5, ma'am. K. The value of K should be 9
Okay,
is to 5.
thanks.
Yeah, ma'am.
Then it's fine.
By the way, what is the answer, ma'am? If you can see the
This
answer
is
also.
the answer.
Okay, ma'am.
1.8. Okay, you can either write 9 by 5 or if the options are given in this manner, they're not given the options. You can just write it as this because you're generally supposed to write things in decimal form in exams, I guess. So is this question clear? The only thing that's messed up, that's a little messed up here is the calculations. Otherwise, this is the direct formula. You just have to put the coordinates here and find the value. That's, is this question clear to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then give this one a try.
It's also the extension of the same question because the value of D we can directly put it from the
Yeah,
previous.
yeah, it's the same question. Okay, let's do it here. Has anyone solved though? Or are you
Ma'am,
guys
can
still
we know
trying?
the value of D and the equations of both the lines so that it is easier? Like,
D, I guess, was 0, comma 6 and y is equals to 2x plus 6, L1, and L2 is y equals to minus x plus 6.
Answer is 12 square unit.
Okay, let's solve it here. You guys can try it when you have time. So this is the info given to you that you have to use. And then for L3, you've been given that it is a line that passes through the point A and is parallel to x-axis. And A point is this 0, comma 10. So it passes through 0, comma 10 and it is parallel to this. So it's like this, parallel to x-axis and passes through. This is 0, comma 10. This is the line, right? And the equation of this line is, so the equation of this kind of line is y equals 10. And if you have a line of this form where it passes through, let's say, 2 comma 0, and it's parallel to y-axis, then the equation of this line, this straight line, is going to be x equals to 2. The y keeps varying here. X is fixed, which is 2. So this is x equals to 2, and this is y equals to 10. So you have been, the L3 line here is y equals to 10. This is your L3. And then you have to find the area enclosed by these three. So to find the area, D you have already been given. So one point you already know. This is like this. L1 line, L2 line, and then this is this line. So you know this is your D point. D is 0, 6. If you're able to find the point of intersection of L2 and L3, this point, and the point of intersection of this is L1 and L3, this point, then you can find the area, right? You will then have 3 points. So for L1 intersection L2, the point where L1 and L2 comes, you will have
मैम जो आपने ये ऊपर लिखा था कि x इजिकल टू 2, ये जो ग्राफ बना के बताया था, व्हाट इज द रेफरेंस ऑफ दिस?
reference. I was just trying to tell you that if you have been given that there's a line, so if there's a line parallel to x-axis and it passes through y equals to 10 or y equals to a, then its equation is y equals to 10, because your x is varying here, right? On this line, your x keeps varying, but your y is fixed. That's why the equation here is y equals to 10.
Yes, ma'am, but this diagram y x is equal to 2, you just try to tell us from that, na? Is it?
Yeah, and for this one, similarly, when you have a line that passes through 2 comma 0, so 2 comma 0 is on x-axis, it passes through this point, or it can pass through any other point too. Doesn't have to be, if you have been given it passes through, okay, we'll come to that later. If it passes through 2 comma 0 and it is parallel to y-axis, then the equation of the line is going to be x equals to 2, because your y keeps varying. If you take this point, y is something else, here y is something else, here y is something else, but x is constant. That's why the equation is x equals to 2. Is it all right?
Okay, so it's just an example you gave in that.
I was just trying, if you're given things like this, because you've been given this thing in this question, so you could be given something like this too in exam or somewhere. So you should know that this line, which is parallel to y-axis and passes through a point, is of this form. That's all.
Okay, ma'am, thank you. We can move on.
So for L1 intersection L2, the point of intersection of L1 and L2 is, you have to find for L1 and L3, right? So for L1 and L3, L1 is minus x plus 6 and L3 is 10, right? So how do you do this? You equate these two things. This is L2 and this is L1. To find the point of intersection, you just equate the y coordinates, right? So from here you will have x equals 6 minus 4, right? And then your y will be, if you'll put x equals to, because you know that x equals to the point that you're looking for, the intersection of L1 and L2, it lies on both L1 and L2. So you can just put this thing, or you don't even have to put this thing anywhere, because you know that this point minus 4 comma something that you're trying to find,
Sir,
this point,
ma'am, that would be minus 4 comma
it
10, na?
lies, yeah, that was what I was going to say. This is going to be minus 4 comma 10, because, just give me a second. Yeah, so you don't have to do much here, because if this point lies on L3 and your L3 is y equals to 10, so the y coordinate here should be 10.
Yes, ma'am.
I just want to, if there's anything that no someone doesn't understand, you can just unmute yourself and ask. I just want to make sure that everyone's able to understand this thing.
Yes, ma'am, I think all got it. We can move forward.
For L2 and L3, you do the same thing. So this is the equation of L2. No, this was the equation of L1, and this is the equation of L2. So for this, you equate 2x plus 6 to 10. So from here, you will get x equals 4 by 2. So it's going to be 2. And because it lies on L3, and the y coordinate for L3 is 10, so you'll have y equals to 10 and x equals to 2. So you'll have 2 comma 10. So these are the other 2 points. One you already know, 0 comma 6. This one is minus 4 comma 10. And then this one is 2 comma 10. And now using the same formula, the area formula, the one that we discussed in a previous question, in some previous question, that you can use here and find the value of the area. Is everyone clear with it?
Yes, ma'am, it is clear, I guess.
Okay. Then give this question a try. If there's anything that someone hasn't understood from the previous questions, I can repeat that. Meanwhile, others can try this one. Okay, so you've been given a line and you have to take its mirror image with respect to the y-axis. So the mirror image is this thing. If you have a line this, the mirror image of this is going to be this. So about y-axis, the mirror image is this. And about x-axis, it's going to be this. So it's like if a mirror was placed here, then the image would be this. And if a mirror was placed at the x-axis, then the image would be this. And what do we do here? When this line, and let's just say this is L1, and you need to find the equation of its image about y-axis. So what you do is you keep y same because the height is same, right? The height same here. If you will take this point, and what happens is it's equally distant from x equals to 0 here. So if this point is 1 comma 0, or if this point is 1 comma 2, let's say, then this is going to be this point. The image of this point about y-axis is going to be minus 1 comma 2, right? So the image of this line, that means your y remains same about y-axis. So about y-axis if you have been given y is equals to fx, and if you have to find the image of y is equals to fx about y axis, your y remains same, and the image x changes to minus x. That's what you do, right? You take the negative of the x coordinate and y remains the same. So this is the equation of the image of this function about y axis. And about x axis, if you have been given y is equals to fx, then its image is going to be minus y equals to fx. So your x coordinate remains same. When
So
you
ma'am,
take the
that means
image
we have
about
to
x
just change
axis,
the sign of y to minus y. If it is 3y, we have to change it to minus 3y about x-axis I'm talking about.
yes,
Yes, ma'am, na?
about x axis, yeah, you just about x axis change the sign of y, about y axis change the sign of x.
Okay, okay. So in this question, we just have to change the sign of x. That's all.
Yep. And not just in this one, this is a very simple equation, a linear equation. If you have been given any function, this works there. Just replace x with a minus x in the equation and
Okay, not
replace y with a
only
minus y.
the
Yeah,
linear equation, it can be a modulus
it
function,
works
it
for
can be a quadratic
every
function,
function. It could be
function
anything
of
like
any
this.
degree. Okay.
Yeah,
Even modulus function, is it work? Does it work
yeah.
like? Okay.
If it's a function, this works. About x, y axis, the image is this. And about x axis, it's this. Y is equals to minus x.
Ma'am, what is modular function?
Modulus function is this one. It's represented by this, which just means that when you have x positive here, your function will be x. For x greater than 0, your function's value is x. That means for x greater than 0 here. For positive x-axis, your y is equals to x. And for negative x-axis, your y is equals to minus x. This is what it is. So if you have a 1 here, the image of 1 is going to be 1. But if you have a minus 1 here, the image of minus 1 is going to be minus of minus 1. So that's also 1. That's how we write
Okay,
it. We can discuss this function in later weeks. We don't have
okay.
it here. Okay, coming back to the question. So you have this question. First, we write it in the function form, right? So we write it as minus 8x plus 56 by 7. Why do we need to write it in this form? We need to have y separated from everything else because this is a function. This is the function of x, right? We want to write it in this manner. And then what you do is to have its image, as we discussed, to have the image of this thing about y-axis, you just need to change the sign of x. So instead of x, substitute minus x. So you'll have minus x plus 56. So this will be 8 by 7x plus 56. Wait. Yeah, we have a 7 here too. So this will give you 8. So this should be the correct option. Is this fine to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Next up is this question. Give this question a try.
Ma'am, but why do you click on the share button? Just a little curious. Like, whenever you.
What?
Ma'am, I'm saying in the right top, why do you share the, why do you click on the share button?
Oh, it's the audio thing there. You turn off the audio and turn it on again.
Ma'am, I want a screenshot. Can you show the solution? Okay, ma'am. Done.
And it's, I think it's not given in the question for this one, for because it's given to be a square. Consider it to be a square of 10 units. So like each side is 10 units. So you've been given this thing, and each side of it is 10 units. This length is 10, this is also 10, and the other ones are also 10.
मैम एक क्वेश्चन है
Yes, what's the question?
ये है कि मैम जो अभी हम वीक 1 और वीक 2 का जो असाइनमेंट जमा कराएंगे उन्हीं दोनों के नंबर जुड़ेंगे क्विज 1 में या फिर चारों के जुड़ेंगे?
So all graded assignments would be counted for all weeks.
थैंक यू मैम.
Okay, let's do this question here. This is a square that's given to you, and the edges are given to be this. This one's B. And then you have been given that your A coordinate, you can consider this to be the origin. So as we discussed, this is 10 units. So this should be 0, 10, right? Because this one is parallel to x-axis. So in your coordinate plane, it looks like this. This is x-axis, and this line is parallel to x-axis. That's why only the x coordinate is changing and the y is kept same as 0, right? Or actually, it should be here. Not drawing the coordinate plane, it's this only. This is your y-axis, this is your x-axis. So it's 0, 0, 0, 10, and then this one should be, because it's 10 units, so it's 10, 10. Your y is kept constant here because this is parallel to y-axis, or you can just see this is a straight line parallel to y-axis. So your x doesn't change, your x changes, but your y doesn't change here on this line. So y remains same, y equals 10, and x changes from 0 to 10. And this coordinate should be, what should be this coordinate?
0, 10.
Yeah. Okay, then. Did everyone read the question? I'll be asking the coordinates then.
Ma'am, the B should be 10, 0.
Ma'am, the B is wrong, I think.
Yeah,
Ma'am,
yeah,
the B should be 10,
0.
0.
it's
Yes, ma'am.
already 10. Okay, this is 10, 0.
No, ma'am, the B in
No,
the
ma'am, the
x-axis.
B part.
Just
D.
diagonally opposite to it. Just diagonally opposite to what you
D.
calculated.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, this one's incorrect then. Wait,
You just have to interchange both of those things. Yeah.
wait. This is uh, this is y equals, y varies here, and right. Y varies here and X is 0. This should be 0, 10. And in this one,
10, 0.
X increases and Y remains constant 0. Okay. And then you have this. And here it's given that this is 1 unit. This is 1 unit. This is also 1 unit. This is also 1 unit. And this is also 1 unit.
Just can you just can I just see the question once? Just it's a square of 10. It is given, is it?
No, I mentioned it here. It's not given in the question, but I mentioned it here that it's a
Yeah.
square of
Hello, madam.
length 10. Yes.
No, but where did you found that it was 10?
It is not mentioned in the question, but I know that this is 10. We're supposed to take this. This is missing in the question.
Okay, okay. That was missing in the question. Okay.
That's why I explicitly mentioned it here. Okay, so what should be the coordinate of this point? This one.
Ma'am, 0,
Ma'am, 1, 1.
1, 1. Because this is 1 unit. We just discussed this is 1 unit. And this is also 1 unit. So if this is 0, 0, if you move here 1 unit, you'll have 1, 0. And then if you move 1 unit upwards, you'll have 1, 1. So this one's 1, 1. What about this one?
This is 1,9.
1, 9.
1, 9, because you'll move for x coordinate, you'll move on this side. So you'll have 1, 0 plus 1, 1. And then for y coordinate, you'll move this side. So from 10, you will subtract 1 and you'll get 9. What about this one?
9,
9, 9.
And this one?
9, 1.
I hope this much is clear to everyone.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then you have been given other lines. So this is given to be the midpoint of this line. This is the midpoint of this line. G is midpoint of BC and E is midpoint of AD. So first, let's just find the midpoints. So the midpoint of this is going to be
0,5.
0, 5. And this one,
5,5. I don't know.
and this one,
5, 10.
and this one,
5,0.
5, 0.
right? Does anyone have a doubt in the how do we find the coordinates?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Then you join this thing to this point, this to this one, this to this one, and this to this one. So now you have 2 points on each line, right? For this line, you have 2 points, 1, 1. It passes to 1, 1 and 0, 5. So you can find the equation of this line, this one. Then you can find the equation of FG because you have 2 points, 0, 5 and 5, 10. Then, and same is the case with GH and HE. So you can find the equation of all of these lines. Let's just look at the question first. Choosing A to be the origin, which of the following options are correct? So FH is this one. This is given to be point M. FH is this. And EG, this one. So, see, you don't have to do anything here because you know that this is 5. So this is the line by, so your y is varying here. So this is x equals to 5 line, right? This one.
Yes,
If
ma'am.
you want,
Yes.
you can try to find it using 2-point form. So you can use the 2-point form here to find the equation of the line, but that's not needed. We already know that this is x equals to 5 line. This one. So GE is x equals 5 and this FH is y equals 5.
Yes, ma'am.
So what we need here is we have to check if these two. So one thing is you can already see, and while I say that you shouldn't be checking it from the diagram, but this is pretty clear because this line is perpendicular to y-axis. So your GE is parallel to y-axis. This is y-axis, this is GE. GE is parallel to y-axis, and the other line that's given to you, FH. This is FH. FH is parallel to x-axis, and x and y-axis are perpendicular to each other, right? They are at an angle of 90 degrees. Now, this is something which is obvious. This will never be given in y-axis and x-axis are perpendicular to each other. So if a line is parallel to y-axis, the other line is parallel to x-axis, then they should be perpendicular, right? Or the other way, you can just check it using the slopes. The slope of this is, we consider the slope of, what is the slope of this line? And this one too.
Ma'am, that is 0 and that is infinite.
Yeah, this one's 0 and this is infinite. So the formula that you use for to check whether the lines are perpendicular or not, n1, n2 equals -1. You only do it because you can't even multiply these two things because when you do these things, firstly, minus infinity is not a number. So this is only valid when you have a finite slope. This formula that you study is only valid for finite slopes. You can't use it for infinite slopes because infinity is not a number. And the other problem is that infinity into 0 is an indeterminate form. You can't even write it to be
Actually, ma'am, we
anything.
can only use this formula
Yeah,
for all those
this is
lines.
only valid.
Like we can only use like the lines that are parallel to y-axis. We cannot use this
Yeah,
formula as
precisely. You can't use this for lines parallel to y-axis. Otherwise, you can use it because in all the other cases, the slope will be finite. The only case where your slope is infinite is this one, where you have the line parallel to y-axis. That is the problem. And when you have this thing, a line parallel to y-axis, you you use this form, right? To find the equations, you use this form, mx plus c and all. So every form that you use to find the equation of a line, be it intercept form, slope intercept form, you can't find it for this one because this line is actually, if you look at it, it's x equals to 5. But this, for it to be in this form, do you see that this line is not in this form? Because you don't have the y here. If x is missing, if you have y equals to 10, that's fine. Because when you have y equals to 10, you can compare it here. Your y is intact, your m is 0, and your c is 10, right? So for a line parallel to x-axis, this line, you can actually use this form to find the equation of the line. But when there's a line which is parallel to y-axis, this form of line, you can't use this formula. So these sort of lines parallel to y-axis are a special type where you can't use this formula to find the equation of the line, where you have to write it as this, x equals to a. So for a line parallel to y-axis, the equation is x equals to a, where a is this, the point that it passes through. Is this clear to everyone?
yes, ma'am. So
So
how we can
you,
apply this thing in our question?
that's what I was trying to tell. You can't use the formula. Generally, you use the formula to check if the lines are perpendicular or not. But we
Okay, ma'am.
can't use it here because for lines of this form, x equals to a form,
Yes,
you
ma'am.
can't use
Yes, ma'am. That I
the
got it.
formula.
Yeah, ma'am.
So what you do here is you see that this line is parallel to x-axis, the other one is parallel to y-axis. And y-axis and x-axis, when you study about coordinate geometry, you must have studied this. And if you haven't, that's also all right. The y-axis and x-axis are at 90-degree angle to each other. So if these two lines are at 90-degree angle to each other, this line is parallel to y-axis, this is parallel to x-axis, then both of these are also perpendicular to each other, right? They're also at an angle of 90 degrees. That's how you find that these two lines are actually perpendicular. Is it clear to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am, the A option can also, we can say it's correct just by looking at symmetry wise, I guess.
Symmetry wise, yeah, that's you don't have to, if you logically know that these two lines, this doesn't have to be this long logic that I told you. You just need to know that this why are these two lines just because they look, you shouldn't be saying that they are perpendicular because they look perpendicular. That was my point. That's all. Because sometimes lines do look perpendicular to each other, but they are not in the diagrams. So it's better if your logic is backed by something. If you say that these two lines are perpendicular, then you should know why they are perpendicular. That's all. And then the second option says segment GH intersects the inner square. So this is GH. This line is GH and intersects the inner square. So inner square is this one. So it intersects the inner square at 2 points. First at this one and then at this one. So you just have to find these 2 points. How do we find these 2 points? If someone can tell, other than the one who's been constantly talking. So someone else would want to try. The question is, how do you find these 2 points?
You find
Does
the
no one know
equation for
about
the
this?
line GH
Yeah,
and
okay.
then apply x and y to the coordinates for the line to get the other value.
Ma'am, can
For
I
the
say,
line which
Yeah,
is
that works.
parallel to h, you can apply it as
That
9
works.
for x and 9 for y for the line which is parallel to g.
Yeah.
ma'am, what we
Okay.
can do is to find it, we know the coordinate of G, we know the coordinate of H. So we know the equation of line GH. Yes, yes,
Yeah.
ma'am. And we also know the equation of the line of the inner square, the above square, that
Yeah.
is 1,9 and 9,9. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
So when we solve these two equations, when we solve the equation GH and the inner triangle, which is above segment, we get the line, we get,
Yeah. That works too.
yeah,
You don't have to do it that long. You don't have to find the equation of this line. It's simply
yeah.
y equals to 9. So this line is simply y equals to 9. So you can just put the coordinates there. So in this equation, that's what the other person said. In this equation, you can put y equals to the x is fixed here, right? So you can just put x equals to 9 in this one because your y is fixed.
Ma'am, we have to put y is equal to 9 na here in the
This
equation
is y
GH.
equals to 9 line.
Yeah, ma'am.
So you can just put, so you just know every coordinate is on this line is of the form y equals to 9 and x equals to something else. So you can just, in this equation, gh, you will get the equation of gh and then you can just substitute y equals to 9 and get the value of x from there. So you know what this coordinate is. This is of, we already know that this is of the form something comma 9 and this is of the form 9 comma something, this one and this one. Only the other coordinates are left. Okay, you can do the same for these as well, the other points that are on the inner square. So we can check this thing. What is this coordinate going to be? What's this one? If someone is trying, let's just Shall we
6.
find out the equation? It is going to be 6. If someone has a doubt in how to find the equation of this line, we already have been given 2 points. We can do that here too.
Yes, ma'am,
But
we can easily do it.
it's not that difficult. You can find it on your own. GH, equation of GH. And then this is 9,6, I guess. This option should be correct then. And then the slope of EF is -1. So your EF is, this is E and this is F. And we've, in this diagram, it's a little messed up, but here you see, okay, we don't have to bother about M here. You can just join E and F. And if you join, so E is 5,0 and this is 0,5. So if you will find the equation of the line, you will get y by 5 and x by 5 equals 1. So it is 5y plus, or you can just say, wait, you will have x plus y equals to 5 simply. So this should be it. And then if you write it in this form, you'll have minus x plus 5. So the slope is indeed 1. So this should be correct. And then the distance between M and E. So M is given to you, E is given to you. You just have to find the distance. The distance formula for 2 points is distance between M 1,1 and E 5,0. It's 5 minus 1, 4 squared, and 0 minus 1, so it's 1 squared. And then square root. So it's 17, square root of 17. And this says something else. This should be incorrect. Yeah.
Uh, Ma'am, if the equation is of the form y is equal to 5 plus x upon 5 is equal to 1, or
Wait,
anything like y upon k plus x upon k is equal to 1, the slope has all should always be -1, ma'am, here in this, na?
what?
Ma'am, I am saying the intercept form of the equation, suppose y upon k plus x upon k
Okay.
is equal to 1. If the intercept form is like that, the slope should always be -1. I'm saying that.
Yeah, it's always -1 because then the k would go on the, we just checked
Yes,
why
ma'am.
it
Yes,
is.
ma'am. That I just thought.
Ma'am,
Yes,
in diagram, M is not at 1 comma 1.
it's not.
M is
Okay,
not
this
at
is
1
other
comma.
point. Sorry. This is not M. This is some other point and M is here. And there's M then. Has anything about M being mentioned in the question?
Yes, ma'am, second last line में.
No, the about, okay, it is on the same line as EF then, I guess. That's the only thing that's given, right? Or okay, this is on this line, right? And this line is of the form something comma 1. So your M coordinate is this thing comma 1. And then unless we assume that M is on the same line as FE, M lies on FE because it's not given in the question, right? That it lies on the same point as FE.
The trajectory would be the same because we have to do it from M.
No, but we
It
have
is
not been
mentioned that
given
it
that
will
it's,
strike E. No, it's mentioned in the statement. It finally hits the coin E
it hits the point E, but
from
it
M.
doesn't say that it's My question is that it's not given that your M lies on FE. The diagram suggests that M lies on FE, but it's not necessary, right? If you hit something
Ma'am,
from here, it's not necessary
Ma'am,
that
in
it
the
will.
above question, why did you write M 1, 1? It is not 1, 1, na, ma'am.
No, it was
This,
this point.
yeah, ma'am.
I
Nee,
thought this one is.
just below, ma'am. Just below here on the left. Here you have written M 1, 1. Left. Yeah. The distance between M and E when
Yeah,
you were
this
doing.
one's wrong. That's why
Yeah.
this is coming out to be wrong.
Yeah, ma'am. It has to be some. Yeah.
This is of the form something comma 1, and we have to find M. So
in
to
question
find
it is
M,
mentioned,
yeah,
ma'am, in question it is mentioned that M is striker and it hits F. So M is on EF. That means
just a second. Okay, then let's
Yes,
check
ma'am.
it
As
on
per the
EF.
question,
If M lies on EF, then you can just put EF's equation is you need to find the equation of EF first. So E is
that would be when y equals to minus
5
x
comma 0.
plus
Yeah,
5.
what is
Is
it?
E the mid? Is E the midpoint of that?
Yeah, E is
Can we
5
say that
comma
E is the
0.
midpoint of AB? Can we say that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
these points are midpoints given. It's given in the question that these points are
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
midpoints
Okay.
of.
Okay.
Ma'am, can you summarize this answer?
Yeah, we can I'll summarize this in the end. What is the equation? What we have missed
Y is
here is
equal
we
to
haven't
minus x
actually
plus 5.
calculated minus x plus 5. Right? So we haven't calculated the equations. We haven't tried to find the equations. That's what you have to do. And because the 2 points are given on each line, it's very easy to find the equation of line, provided you know the formula. So this is the line EF, and then y is given to be 1. So you put y equals to 1 here, you will get x equals to minus 4, right? So this point should be minus 4. No, it can't be
Actually,
Plus
minus
we
4.
can
4.
easily find the equations of all of
It's
it because
just,
it would be in intercept
it's just
form.
4. What? This is just x equals 4. So this point will be 4 comma 1. This is, this is 4 comma 1. And then now it's all done. You have been
Mean
asked to find
you put
the distance
y is equal to 1 y, ma'am, because
because it's on this line. It's on this line. That's why. And this is y equals to 1 line. This line is y equals to 1. This
okay,
one.
okay, okay.
So this is 5 minus 4 squared and 1 minus 0 squared square root. So this is root 2. Then it's fine. And this option should be correct as well.
All options are correct. That means
Yep. All are correct. And let me just summarize this thing. And let me just do it in this diagram only.
Ma'am, suppose if this question comes in exam and we tick only ABC, we left the option, so it would be a fully wrong answer for us or what?
That depends on how it's decided. It's decided while checking the answer scripts. I don't know it yet. This point is 0 comma 0. And then this point is going to be, we've made everything here. This is, does anyone have a doubt in how we find these points? Otherwise,
no,
I'm
ma'am.
not going to summarize how we, okay. So I won't summarize that part. So all you do is now you're aware of all the points that are here, here, and everywhere. So the lines, you're aware of this point. You know this point, this one, two, then h point two. So you know all of these points. You know the equation of these lines already, these ones. this one, this one, this one, this one. So all the straight parallel to y-axis, parallel to x-axis line, all the equations you know. So you just need to know the equation of this one, this one, this one, and this one. For this, you'll have to join G and H. So the 2 points are given. So using these 2 points, you can find the equation of each of these lines. So when you will do this, you will know every point here that has been mentioned in the question. And then you will also know the equation of each line that's in this figure. Does anyone have a doubt in how to find the equations of these lines and everything? Okay, so I'm assuming that nobody has a doubt in this. Else you can ask. And then
Ma'am, can you summarize the answer of this one?
that's what I'm doing. I'm first trying to tell you how you find these points because that's the main part of this question. First find the points, then find the equation of the lines, these lines, all the lines that are there in the question. And then all you have to do is just check each option. So FH and G, this one is joining these two lines, this line. One is parallel to x-axis, the other one is parallel to y-axis, so they are perpendicular to each other.
Ma'am,
And
they
then
are
you
the
have to,
midpoints, right?
yeah, these are midpoints
Okay, ma'am.
of this line and this line respectively. And then for the next one, you have to find the intersection of this line, this one, and this one. So this is the point of intersection. And then you have to find the point of intersection of this and this one. So it's this one. So there are 2 points, this one and this one, that you have to find. And how do you find it? This line is equation of this line equated to the equation of this line. That's it. And then you have EF. So EF you will have to find the equation of and then check if the slope is -1 or not. So E point is given to you, F point is given to you. You can find the equation of line and take it in the slope intercept form to know if you, or you don't even have to find the equation of line. You have 2 points, you can find the slope of the line then. And then finally, this M and E1, you just have to join these 2 points. So for M, you will have to take the point on this line. So here on this line, because it's y equals to 1, so the y coordinate is going to be 1. And x coordinate you will find by putting y equals to 1 in this line, because this point lies on this one. To find the
Okay, ma'am.
the x coordinate, that's all. So you know this point, M point, E point you're already given, or you can find it easily if you're not given. And then you can use the distance formula between 2 points.
Ma'am, can you
If
provide
there's,
the PDF, this PDF?
yeah. Can we move on to the next question if this one's clear?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am. Ma'am, will you be uploading a PDF of the notes?
Yeah, I'll upload this one. So
Ma'am,
you'll
where
have the
we can
notes to
access the
this.
PDF?
I think it will be given to you once we just put these things there.
Like, but from where we can get it? From the Google Calendar, or you are uploading it on a Google Drive or something?
Dashboard. It will be uploaded on dashboard in the supplementary contents.
Yeah, it will be there. Okay, then this one, give this one a try.
Ma'am, I'm finding the tutorial questions of week 2 difficult, that tutorial lectures. So have you covered it in previous class?
The tutorials, I've taken the doubts from week 2 that you have in your practice assignments and the other assignments. Like
Okay,
these
ma'am.
ones are the tutorial ones.
Can we do it as a last question because I think the time is also running.
Yeah, this isn't the last one, but we will be able to do this one. This one is a pretty short question. So you've been given 2 points, 1,0 and 2,3. And then this is point A, point B, and there is some point C which divides this line in the ratio. And this is not, this line doesn't look like this one. It can have different slope, but for simplicity, let's just take it to be this. And then it divides it in the ratio 3:1. So 3 parts here and 1 part here. This is 1 part and these are 3 parts. In total, 4 parts. So to find this point, the formula is, if a point divides a line segment x1, y1, x2,
Second.
y2, yeah. If a point divides a line into 2 segments or sector, these are actually called line segments only. So if this is m parts and this is n parts, then the formula for this is mx2 plus nx1 by m plus n for x coordinate, and for y coordinate you have m y2 plus n y1 by m plus n. So for this one you'll have 1 into 1 plus 3 into 2 divided by 3 plus 1, 4. This is your x coordinate. And then for y coordinate you'll have 1 into 0 and then 3 into 3 by 4. So this is going to be 7 by 4 and this is going to be 9 by 4. That's your C point. But you have to find a line which passes through this point and it's perpendicular to the given line. So it's perpendicular to this one, makes an angle of 90 degree with this one, and it passes through the point C, which is 7 by 4, 9 by 4. We just found it. It's 7 by 4, 9 by 4. And this line is, so you have been given two pieces of information, which is, one is this passing point of the line and the other one is its slope, right?
Yes, ma'am. So we have to find the slope of the line and like the slope of the line
For
is
that, you'll
the,
need the
yeah.
equation of this line first. So the equation of the line that passes through AB is going to be,
Ma'am, I don't think we need the equation of line AB. We just need the slope of AB and just reverse it to -1.
yeah,
Slope of
yeah,
the
you
AB is
can
3.
find the slope also works. You don't need the equation, right? So this is 3
Option
minus 0 and 2 minus
C,
1. So
ma'am.
it's 3.
3.
Option C.
Slope of the line is 3 for AB.
Plus 1 by
This
3 will
3.
be the slope of the
This is the
perpendicular line.
point.
So the slope of that
And
would
the slope of the other line is going to be minus 1 by 3. And this will be x minus 7 by 4 and y minus 9 by 4. So it's going to be this. What's given here?
C
You have to
option.
solve this one.
2x plus 6y minus 17.
Okay, so everyone says this is the correct option. C1. I guess this is what you get after solving this one. Is it? We get the same thing from here. Okay, let's do it then.
How did we get a 9/4?
It passes through this point, right?
Okay.
So it's
it passes through
Instead
that.
of writing y minus 9 by 4, I just directly wrote
Okay, so
that.
this is the x-intercept you are saying.
And then this will be minus x by 3 plus 7 by 12 and this. So this is minus x by 3 and this will be 12, 27 and 27 and 7 is 34. We're getting something else here. So here you will have 6 by 17 minus 2x by 3 and y equals this. So this is 6. 6y plus 2x equals 17. Yeah, so this one, this option then. Is this clear to everyone? These are just calculations. You don't
Yes,
have to
ma'am.
worry about this. And
Yes,
this
ma'am.
is where you can find the things from. There are more questions, but the time's up. So I think we can wrap up the session here then.
Ma'am, please send this PDF in the chat.
Yeah, sure. Does anyone else have any other doubts? Or else we can just end the session.
And there is one doubt about the Discord thing. If you wanted to like, so have IT Madras send us a email or something, because I need a password for that. They are saying that you need a password to log in into Discourse. I have my official email ID provided by the student email ID provided by IT Madras. But for the Discourse thing, they are asking the password. I don't know for me if it is expired, because they might have sent me through email or something.
I'm not sure about this thing. So either you can ask the TAs, you'll have a session with the TAs tomorrow, right? So you can ask them, or I'll confirm this on this coming Sunday, or we'll have a class on Sunday, right?
Yeah, ma'am.
So I'll confirm them. Or you can just directly contact the support team. You must have been given a mail ID.
Yeah, I have to email them, I guess.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am, how can I get the recording of the TA sessions?
The TA sessions, I don't think it's available on YouTube or anywhere. Uh,
Ma'am, on the Google Calendar, few sessions where all the sessions are given, but few I only get the access of some of the sessions.
Actually, the TA sessions that are there, they recorded, they record it and they save it on the Google Sheet. Somebody also shared it in the chat, that link of the Google Sheet, so you can click on the Google Sheet and access all those recordings of the TA sessions.
There are only week one sessions.
I guess then you have to say to TA in the next session, you have to ask the TA to upload all the session on the Google Sheet.
okay, thank you guys. Thank you for joining. We'll end the session here.
Ma'am, please send the PDF.
Thank you.
भाई रोका क्यों? तो बोलो।